What is going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this week's episode of P&Q, my question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me, then I respond the following week. Now you can do this one of four ways. Comments or questions can be put down below in the comments section, or you can email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com. That'll give you an anonymous response, and I'll leave a link in the video description below, as you know. Or if you make a video yourself and ask a question in that, and I see it and pick that up, I'll answer it here as well. And lastly, it's been known to happen on a handful of occasions now. You can meet me in person, bump into me. It could be anywhere, couldn't we? If you happen to talk to me about something or ask me a question there, and I think it might be interesting to talk about on here, then I'll put that here as well. Now, this week is slightly different in that I'm recording this on the Thursday instead of the Friday, so I may not get all your questions in. I'll try and pick them up and add them onto the following week's video there. Now, the reason for that is that this Friday, which is tomorrow for me, I'm going into hospital, and I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to be there for, so rather than miss a week of P&Q, I thought I'd record it a day early, get it out there. At least it'll be up for Monday, so you guys can get your answers. So there's that. Now, while I'm on the subject of not being able to get videos up, it's going to be a little bit quieter. Well, you've probably noticed it's been a few days, which is unusual for me. I normally put videos out most days lately, but I've got a lot going on. I've had a lot of real life stuff and lots of things going on. And on top of that, my wife is off from work, so it's kind of, summer holiday time, and we're spending some time together when we can. So there's that. So it's going to be difficult for a week or two, but we'll see how we go, and I'm sure we'll get back to normal, as soon as. Now, talking about the ways of asking questions, I've got my questions from the week before. Obviously, I've only got one video question though, and that's probably because I'm recording this on the Thursday instead of the Friday, but it can't be helped. I will, if there are any other questions I see, I will answer those on the following week's P&Q, if that makes sense. So I'll do my best, guys. That's all I can say. Anyway, cup of coffee at the ready. I've got all that out of the way. Right. So the one video question I have this week comes from Wolf Brother Mythos on his what he now calls Wolf Brother Weekly. So it used to be Wolf Brother Wednesday, it's now Wolf Brother Weekly, and I can see exactly why he's done that. It's just gonna make things a lot easier for you, and I don't blame you. He says, what do you feel about remakes, and are there any remakes that you feel are as good, if not better, than the original? Now, the first one the only one that comes to mind right now is the Three Musketeers, and I'm talking about the version with Oliver Reed, Richard Chamberlain, the one, and I forget his name now, but the one I mean, because there have been so many versions of the Three Musketeers, even since that one. But that one is by far my favourite, because all the ones that have come after that have had a slightly more comedic feel to the undertone. There's like a bit of comedy etched into the undercarriage of that particular vehicle that is the Three Musketeers, that story. Whereas I'll call it the Oliver Reed version. For me, there are funny moments in it, yes, but it's essentially, it's not a funny movie. It's a serious movie with funny moments in it, or very entertaining moments, and it's less commercialized than the ones that came after it. But I prefer that to the ones that were before it, because it goes back to 1920 something, I think, the first ever. But there was a 1948 version, and I've seen one of them, and I didn't like that. So I don't think I've seen the very, very, very first ever movie of the Three Musketeers, but I've seen a couple after that. But the Oliver Reed version, I think, outshines all of them. It's just got a certain element of class, and the chemistry between the actors that they had works well, very well. Right, so that's my one and only video question. Now, that's my chair rotating against my Realm of Battleboard. Let's move my camera up a little bit there so I can. I can rotate freely now. Right, so that's that question. Thank you, Wolf Brother Mythos. He also puts another comment down from the comment section from last week's show, which says, "Great show as always, my friend. I do believe that your choice of grenade was an impactful decision. Just be careful because it might have explosive results." Yes, see what you did there. I still stick by that I would go with grenade. So if I was in the Misty Mountains, I would. So thank you for your comment as well. Okay. The next comment from my last week's video comes from JamJar34. It says, "Great video. All your videos are awesome. Thank you. As my phrase goes, cooking some awesome stuff in the hobby kitchen. What have you got cooking or ready to eat? Show it off if ready." Well, the problem is I haven't been able to paint due to real life. I haven't been able to paint since the last On the Bench with Pete episode I put out. That was literally the last time I held a paintbrush. So I'm going a bit cold turkey right now, but it will come back with a vengeance. Fear not. I suppose my Bullgreens would be the last thing I finished. They're out of reach at the moment, and I'm connected to this microphone here. So, but I will show them off in a separate video at some stage. What I've got going on, I've got the whole entire box set of Age of Sigmar to paint, and although I don't have any more painting to do on my Primaris Space Marines, I'm doing the decals next, which is a bit of a chore for me. I don't like decals. They're all right, but I can think of more fun things to do on a model. But yeah, so it's a matter of getting back to normal. I mean, they're just grey plastic at the moment, these Age of Sigmar dudes. But I've got a lot of work to do on them because I'm thinking of doing the bases as lava effect on all of them. So that's going to take a lot of doing. There'll be many on the bench episodes there, I suspect. So, yeah. But thank you for your question. I mean, on top of that, I've got all the Lord of the Rings figures that I got. I showed you in recent videos. All those to paint yet, and at the moment I'm still at the stage of just gazing at them admiringly, unpainted, and the ones that are in boxes still in the box, and they're just there for another rainy day. I won't say a rainy day because nearly every day is a rainy day here in England, but but I'm sure you know that. But yeah, when the mood takes me, because I've still got more stuff I want to get for the Lord of the Rings. Terrain, not least of all. I'll have a go at making some as well for it, which would be kind of cool. Anyway, but like I said, great question, thank you. So the answer would be, what I got cooking is Age of Sigmar, Lord of the Rings, Primaris Marines. Oh, and I got my Congo guys to do there. I got some orcs as well that I found just lying around. Not many, just some which I'll paint up and add to my collection as and when. Right, moving on
To Cruange Basilicus, who says, nice P&Q, Pete. Do you have a favourite Star Trek captain? And if so, why are they your favourite? My favourite Star Trek captain of all time would be Jean-Luc Picard. And don't get me wrong, I like most of them anyway. My top three. Oh, it's just a message coming through. Right. Never had that happen before. My top three would be Picard, followed by Cisco, and then Kirk. Yeah, in that order. But Picard, and now he's my favourite because he's got a real passion for the past and antiques and where he comes from and culture and all that good stuff. He's very refined. Plus, he drinks Earl Grey tea. How can he not be my favourite? Just like his calm way of his approach at captaining. Whereas like Kirk was like, yeah, let's jump with both feet in and, to heck with the consequences. No, he's much more, let's be sensible about this, take a more logical approach. Drake's War Channel is next. He says, good answer last week, Pete. A bag of grenades would always be useful. My question this time is, if you were ever to decide to collect a Flames of War World War II army, what era would you enter? Early war, mid-war, or late war? And which nation? Even the most minor countries are covered. I'd probably go late war. Probably go late war in either English or American. Probably go German as well, though. So English, American, German. With any game, I always collect at least two sides. I do. Even on games that I definitely only play against someone else, like Hordes or War Machine or something, I'll always collect two sides. I like to have a choice, not just one. Although, like with Hordes, my main army is Legion of Everblight. I've got Circle Orberus also. So, yeah, but I'd probably go late war. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I feel like it might be slightly more limited in what you had available at the start, but I don't know. It might be the other way around. I'm shamed to say I don't know an awful lot about it, but probably late war, towards the end of the war, because I don't know. I guess it would depend what scenarios I'd like to, I'd like to play, whether, yeah, it depends. Whether I'd make up my own little narrative, go along with that. Like kind of make it into a little mini movie type thing. But yeah. I'm going to say late war. English, American and German. Because I can't just have one. Thanks for your question, Drake's War Channel. I'm on to the last page now. To Dilligaff Gossip, who says, thanks for answering. Oh, you're welcome. 40k was my walkaway after 3rd edition. May give Necromunda a try again since I have my old gangers. I think I'm going to take a leaf out of my friend Ralph's book. From now on, if I ever do walk away from a game, I'm still going to keep whatever figures, miniatures, possibly even books I had for that game or that edition or whatever it may be, because like he says, you never know when you may want to bring them out again, and that's what I'm going to do. For instance, I haven't played Ronin in so long. I'd love to play a game of Ronin again, but I haven't played Ronin in such a long time. If they brought out a new edition of it, I wouldn't just get rid of my old book. I'd keep it And just I don't know. I like the feeling of collecting stuff as well. But because I haven't played it for such a long time, I still keep my figures because I might be needing them again someday. All right. Last question then. So, sip of coffee for this one. Idic Beer 40k. It says, nice vid, Pete. Okay then, give us your best Necrons. What do you mean by that? Give us your best Necrons. Don't know what you mean. What, impression of Necrons? They'd probably just be clicking. If you're talking about an impression of them, they'd probably just be clicking in binary or something like that. I don't know. Please chat about Necromunda. Have you played it in the past? And will you get to the new stuff? No, I haven't played it in the past. I've seen several videos on it. I looked it up even online. I haven't played it in the past, but would I? Yes, I like the idea of it. I really like the idea of it, the Underhive and all that. And I may end up getting it. I may well do. Depends what the new Necromunda set comes with it. If it comes with any terrain, I would hope so, because it certainly looks like you need an awful lot of it. Even if it's just the cardboard stuff, that would be kind of cool. And then what I would do is I would gradually replace the cardboard stuff with plastics that I either have already or newer ones, or MDF, because there's some really good MDF stuff around now, as you may have seen in my MDF comparison of the Gothic ruins. For the money, it really is a good stuff. Goes a long way, I think. So that could be possible. And they do some fantastic walkways and things which would work well in Necromunda. As I haven't played the old Necromunda, I don't know how the rules were for that, but I'm fascinated by it though. I like anything smaller scale where you don't need so many models, because I find that when I'm painting models for a game or something and you don't need that many for it, I tend subconsciously to put more effort into the models themselves, even when I'm saying to myself, oh, it's just for a game. But then another voice in my head will be saying, yeah, but you only need 6 of them, so put an extra layer of highlight on, or do a little bit extra, because it's not going to take you so long. And that's what I do. So yeah, I probably will get it at some point after it comes out and give it a go. But I haven't played it in the past, no. But almost everyone I've spoken to in regards to it have said they loved it. So why wouldn't I give that a go, eh? So I'm definitely going to have a look at it with interest. I shall definitely watch quite a few videos anyway before I make my final decision, but most likely I will. Anyway, that's all my questions. Sorry I had to record this a day early, but it's still Monday for you, so it'll be recorded and uploaded on Thursday, scheduled to go out for Monday. Hopefully by the time you see this, I'll be back to life as usual, and yeah, that's it. Hopefully real life will step in and allow me to get back to my usual routine. But I've had some amazing times with my family, particularly this last week. It's been absolutely brilliant. I've been to Tintagel, the site of the legendary King Arthur Pendragon. That was an awesome day. And today I went to Saltram House, which was where they filmed Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility. And the grounds there and the history that you feel when you go there, it's just phenomenal. and I'm going to be doing 2 videos on that. I know it's not exactly hobby related, although if you watch the Saltram House one, there is a little bit of hobby in there. You have to look out for it, but it's there. And yeah, but I want to get it down for you know, the sake of having the memory there that I can always come back to and watch time and time again. I'm actually going to do 2 videos of the Saltram House one today, because it's National Trust, so it's all, you know, going for a good cause, and we're members of the National Trust anyway, so it gives an idea of lords and ladies of old, how they used to live. So it's giving us something to aspire to, definitely. Awful lot of upkeep involved, though. Let me just say that. But it was a fantastic day out. So I've got those coming up, which I can then edit. You know, I could edit those even if I was bedbound for a while. But, you know, you never know. Things happen. So hopefully it'll be business as usual in the near future. You have an awesome week. Look after yourselves. And particularly watch what you're eating, guys. Look at the ingredients of the food you eat, because there's a lot of bad stuff in there. Absolute ton of it. Just saying. I nearly got off my soapbox then, but I'm moving it out of the way. Thanks, as always. It's been a good, unusual P&Q. Remember, all brushes lead to war. And I will see you on the next video. And bye for now, folks. Bye-bye.